Welcome to the Dragging You to the Movies podcast. I'm Ned, and unfortunately, Joe is away for a couple of weeks, so we will be continuing the Falling Down movie after he returns. So, with that, I have a special guest here today. It's my wife, Dana. Welcome on in, Dana.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Good, good.
Your wife.
So, we are going to be talking about Good Fortune from 2025, and it was directed by Aziz Ansari and stars Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, Kiki Palmer, and Sandra Oh. So, just to let everybody know, we're gonna probably get into spoilers with this. If you haven't seen this movie and you would like to, uh, please stop listening, go watch, and then come back. So this movie, I saw the trailer for it, and it's one of those movies where I did kind of question, like, is all the funny stuff in the trailer? Um, and I'm kind of curious, like, you saw the trailer at least in theaters with for this one, right?
I did. Yeah.
Did you get that feeling at all initially?
Yeah, I was a little worried that they showed, all of the funny parts in the
Yeah,
trailer for
yeah,
sure, because they love
and,
to do that these days.
yeah, and it was definitely kind of marketed as a comedy, which it is. But I do feel after seeing it, there is a little bit more substance to it than just what's in the trailer. But a lot of the key moments that really appreciate are in the trailer or subsequent trailers that were released. So that always annoys me. I kind of want the people who handle the trailers just to hold back a little bit more, like leave some substance for the like audience to discover and have a genuine reaction and not just be already led into it with a trailer. That's one of the things that I just get so frustrated with anymore. About you?
I mean, I agree. I do think that a good majority of the funny portions of the film were in the trailer, the funny moments, but
Hmm.
I think there was a little more substance to it than the trailer may have, I don't know, I wanna say may have intended, but, I actually appreciated a lot of the stuff that wasn't in the trailer, like the meat and potatoes portion of
Yeah.
the movie, the more
Fair.
serious stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because obviously, like, it's kind of sold as a comedy, but I do feel like it does kind of try to tackle a few, I don't know,
yeah, current things,
current
serious
states
things.
of the economy and people and all the class-based things, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, but I mean, overall, like this movie, I felt didn't necessarily like, you have Aziz Ansari playing Arj in this movie, and I feel like he's the primary main character. You have Keanu Reeves playing Gabriel, who is kind of the angel who's trying to move up and do more than save people from driving and texting, which I I feel like that's a very important job. He's probably saved a lot of people if that's the case. Um, but and then you have Seth Rogen who plays the tech bro. He's got his part, and I really appreciate how like upfront you're following Arch throughout and seeing how crappy things are for him and how nothing is panning out as he's putting in the effort and he's just running out of luck. And then you have the movie use Gabriel to switch their roles, um, where Seth Rogen and Keanu end up kind of like the down bad buddy duo, which I really appreciate that section of the movie. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I really like that too. I really liked they, kinda put the angel in that position as
Yeah.
well. I thought that was so funny, and it's actually one of my favorite kind of parts of the movie, but I
Yeah.
really did like how they put him down in that position. But I mean,
Hmm.
he didn't really understand either. I always like in the beginning of the movie where he's trying to show Arj, like, here's all the great things that are gonna happen. And it's
Yeah.
like the dog dying. He has no idea. He has no
Yeah.
idea because he's an angel and he hasn't been there and he doesn't know what it's like. So I really like that they put him in that position to kind of gain that better understanding.
Yeah. Because he was mostly just observing from a distance, not really being familiar, which kind of parallels what Jeff is experiencing, where he's
Yep.
just so disconnected from how bad things are since he's living the tech bro life.
Right.
So. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that being thrown in, worked in, and like, yes, it kind of feels like it's not really focusing on one particular character, but generally, I'm okay with that for this movie and what it was trying to tell.
Yeah, and I think that part of this movie that I liked so much was that each character kinda went through their own development, and it was
Yeah.
a different version essentially of the same thing. Everybody had a lesson to learn, the
Yep.
angel included, which I thought was very important, and I really liked how they did that.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I also thought like, we have Kiki Palmer in here as was it Elena. Um She I like her as an actress. I just feel like she was slightly underutilized here. Like, yes, she had her character moments where she is really trying to get kind of a union formed to try and, help the people and how bad things are as employees and, the people who are in the power just take advantage of you and pay you peanuts to get the most work they can out of you. Which generally I have a feeling that that will hit home with a lot of people. It should. And probably the people who should be seeing the movie aren't seeing the movie. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I liked her character as well. I actually kind of liked I feel like she was Hmm. Like, kind of one of the stronger people. I do like that they didn't give away her, like, main plot point until the very end where she was like, "It doesn't matter where in society I fall, like, my goals are still my goals." And I
Right.
I appreciated that they took her where she was, where you have Arj who's, like, just trying to I mean, he's trying to live, he's trying to get his life together, trying to make ends meet, but, like, he's just stuck in the repetitive, like, rut of it all, and
Hmm.
she is still trying to regardless of where she is, she's still trying to make it happen. She's still trying to, follow her dreams, and when she's living part of Arj's, like, fun life when he's Jeff and getting all the money, like, she likes it, but that's not where that's not her life, that's not where she is.
Yeah.
Like, she can partake in it, but it's not her. She's still like, "No, I'm gonna fix this."
Yeah, and I
Um,
feel like they did a good job of trying to balance her into it, but I really do feel like it could have been Kiki Palmer or anybody kind of playing that like, romantic counterpart. I just I kind of wish they did a little bit more with her. But I do also appreciate the aspect of things where like when they kind of get to the end of this movie, you know, Gabriel explains that Arj has to make the decision to want to go back. And it wasn't purely like him wanting to be with Elena. It was other things factored into it. Like he feels like his life is worth living. He missed his dad and the relationship they had, even though he was lying and hiding things from him. Eventually, he ends up talking with him and explaining like things haven't been good. Uh, and his dad is an important character in his life, so he wanted to get back into seeing him and hanging out with him and talking to him. So I just
yeah,
appreciate that they didn't just kind of cheapen it and go with, "Oh, I'm doing this for love alone." They
right.
made it more than that.
Yeah, I appreciate that as well. I really thought that they were gonna be like, "Well, I don't wanna be I don't wanna do anything if she's not by my side." That doesn't really doesn't really
Yeah.
teach anything, so
Yep.
I was glad that they kind of focused on other things as well because I didn't want it to be just about the girl.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, I appreciated that for sure.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I also really appreciate like, as she's doing the union thing and, Gabriel's kind of trying to understand certain things, he just walks into the break room and gives a big speech. And she's
He's
just like, "Who
great.
are you?" Like,
He
I
did
think,
so I love him, and I
yeah.
feel like he did such a it was like it was like Ted does Angels
Yes,
from
yes.
Bill and Ted. I was hilarious.
I do think Keanu, definitely carried a large part of this movie in the comedy aspect of things, which I
Yeah,
appreciate.
he was a fab.
Yeah. Um, I also, like, appreciate how they handled some of the things with, just showing people are in bad spots. Arj is sleeping out of his car trying to work multiple jobs, and he's not getting the best opportunities. And the opportunities he is getting and thinking are good or don't pan out, especially when Jeff lets him go because he charged that dinner to the card. Which that just kinda speaks to Jeff and him being disconnected. He's like, "Oh, yeah, just go to this restaurant. It's" and he's like, "Well, is it expensive?" And he's like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." And he gets there and it's like a $300 bill. Are you kidding me? Like, that is definitely something that this dude definitely can't afford out of pocket. So I don't see how he couldn't have done that without being that far removed from the challenges that people have that don't have
Yeah.
money.
Like, I actually for the most part, I felt that Jeff was, like, at least he wasn't a horrible,
Yes.
sometimes he wasn't a horrible person, he wasn't mean, he wasn't like, he didn't treat him bad, but definitely the disconnect between
Right.
what he gets to live every day and what, like, what he's like, "Oh, yeah, no, it's not expensive. Just a $300 steak, it's fine." Um, but
Yeah.
also, I mean, from the other side, I probably would have been pissed if somebody charged my card too, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, I almost feel
the
like he
communication.
especially if he's done a lot of good work for me, like, I would at least talk to him and be like, "Try to understand that," and, like, he
Yeah,
even tried to explain, he's like, "Dude, I charged it because it was definitely more expensive than what I thought, and I thought you wouldn't have and I was gonna pay you
yeah,
back." Like, he's really trying to make up for it, but
yeah.
at that point, Jeff is like, "No, we're done."
That's
Um,
kinda where I was like, "Oh man, I was giving you credit and, like, now you're gonna go be an ass about it."
yeah, yeah. And I also
So,
love how, like, it circles back around later where he's like, "I came from nothing, I'm self-made," and, like, he rattles off that his father's, like, an orthopedic whatever, and, like
right. Just so disconnected from his privileges versus others,
yeah, for
which is
sure.
another, political statement that there is definitely
Yeah,
going on right now.
especially, like, they even touch upon the, like, robots that deliver food and, just the different task things people end up doing. I know certain people who've had to do that, and I personally haven't had to, which I'm fortunate for, but I know it's challenging, and that's one of the things, like, if I do order food through something like DoorDash, I do my best to try and tip well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, I could throw out a five-star review for yummy pizza or something, but tipping the 15 that's not cool.
I didn't even know that the task thing was a thing until the other
Oh,
day
yeah.
when somebody was talking about a task rabbit, I guess, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Wait, this is real?" Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I
I wanna
have family
organize
members
things.
that do it,
Yeah.
and I know, like, if you look at it, it's like the grocery shopping stuff.
Mhm.
So Instacart is kind of a form of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that. Very
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, and that's the thing. It's great for people who have the money or the need for it, like especially older folks that can't easily get to a store. Having someone be able to help out and get something delivered, uh, it's a great service. And yeah, using robots, I see why they're trying to do it and save more money, but that's also the corporate mentality is, what how can we cheapen this and not really worry
Yep.
about the jobs that are lost because of it,
Not worried about the people behind it.
right? Which is
Yeah.
sad. I do, not like that about society, but it's definitely been that way for a very long time,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
let's see, is there anything else? I also really like how they kind of, bring Gabriel in, and he ends up befriending Felipe, and, doing dishes and hanging out after work, going to the bar, hanging out, dancing, drinking, all that stuff. He ends up chain smoking cigarettes. And, Jeff confronts him on that. He's like, "Leave me alone, Jeff. I like it. It's all I have." So, I
It's
mean,
so
it's very big parallel to people who are in tough situations, and whether it's drinking, smoking, drugs, anything else, that's their vice that they choose to cope with how things currently are for them.
yeah. I actually really liked, since you brought that up, but one of the notes that I had from the movie was I just thought it was really interesting. You have Jeff's character who makes a lot of money, who doesn't really know what it's like to struggle because he's never struggled, but he
Hmm.
doesn't have really like lasting important friendships. Like you definitely feel like his friendships are just I don't know if shallow is the right word, but that's pretty much how
Convenient.
it feels. Yeah, convenient friendships.
Yeah.
And then you have like Arj who's struggling,
Hmm.
but he's got some great connections and great personality and he gets along with everybody. And then you've got Elena, who is the same thing, and she's struggling, but she gets along with people, but she's got goals that she's moving forward. Everyone's kind of in a different spot. But then you have, like, I love when Gabriel becomes, when he's no longer the angel or
Mhm.
whatever, he
Yeah.
becomes human for a little bit, and how he also struggles, but, like, he finds the joy, and they focus on the joy that he finds when he's like, "I love dancing, and I love
Mhm.
tacos." Like,
Yeah.
we all struggle, everybody struggles, some struggle more than others, but it's finding those little moments that, like, make it all worth it, and
Yeah.
I appreciated that he got to, you know everyone got to see a little bit of the other side.
Agreed.
Um, I really enjoyed that where he was like, "I like tacos."
Mhm. Well, I mean, there's a lot of funny moments there. Like there's the part where Jeff takes him for the burger and chicken nugs, and
Oh my
the part where Jeff's like, "You're a big boy." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a big boy," from eating the burger.
god.
Uh,
Well,
and
you
that,
just can't imagine, like, what that's like to never have that, and, and that was one of the things from, like, City of Angels, which remind a lot of this movie reminded me of that, but, like, tasting food for the first time.
mm,
Like,
yeah,
going through the hamburger's good, chicken nuggets better, milkshake is freaking amazing.
yeah,
But just, ugh, I love it.
yeah. I just recently watched that movie. I kind of see your point. That movie has a much sadder ending to it.
Oh, I know. It was
Um,
horrible. I remember sobbing in the theater. That's what I was gonna tell you earlier. It's just so sad.
gotcha. Yeah,
But that's part of life. Again, it's just one of those things
true.
that, like, having to put your dog down,
Hmm.
like he talks about in Good Fortune, like, people die. It's hard you get the joy and the sadness, like, you get both.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other, so
Hmm.
but yeah, the taste of food, the way the angels are always, like, perched super high, and I just yeah, it was
Yeah, this
I like
definitely
that they
plays off
kept
of that
that.
a bit.
Yeah.
Definitely better graphics in this one compared to City of Angels.
Ugh, for sure. And the wings, the
Yeah.
wing sizes are great in this movie.
Yeah, I did appreciate that. Got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too. And
alright.
also, like, the thing about him having his bigger wings, that was the other thing I had thought about was, Arj trying to aspire to be, better, make more money,
Mhm.
whatever, find a purpose, but in a sense, Gabriel was doing the same thing. Like, "I don't feel like I'm enough, there must be something better." So,
Right.
like, I
Yeah.
need bigger wings, I need
Yeah.
more responsibility.
Yeah, I do feel like there was
So,
a sympathetic relationship there between Orange and
yeah,
Gabriel, where he's like, I want him to be better, and I wanna be better myself."
right. I did love that.
Yeah. Alright.
Walking the journey together.
Yeah. Um So I guess, overall, this movie, I really appreciate a lot of the writing. And this, was written and directed by Aziz Ansari,
Which I
or
didn't know.
Arch.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think
Very
this
cool.
is his first one. I think it's a very good one to start with, and I love to see more from him.
Yeah.
Uh, but I do have a few additional quotes that we haven't touched upon that I want to kind of talk through, and then a few other points. But there's a part where he's like, I tried to show him wealth doesn't solve all his problems. And then she's like, how'd that go? He's like, it seemed to have solved most of his problems. Like, that line is just
That was
so
great
good.
and
Um,
so true.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting to me, like, how things go, because, the more money and stuff you get, yes, there are people who actually can lock it down and take advantage of it and use it in an appropriate way. But there's also the point of view where, like, the more money you make, the more you adjust your life to use that money and kind of put yourself back in a similar state.
Right.
Like, you're not investing the money, you're trying to, buy the bigger TV, have the car that gets better gas mileage or is faster than the next one next door.
Spending a ton of money on a dance floor in your house,
Yeah.
although that would be really cool. Can I just say that?
Uh, sure. You
Can
can
we?
say that. We'll discuss that offline.
Okay.
So yeah, I just in general feel like this movie had a very nice positive message all around. Um, Another quote that's out there is Jeff yelling, "This is too hard. How do people do this without being miserable and angry all the time?" Uh,
Yep.
yeah, it's sad. Especially like I think they did a good job of painting the picture where Arj was. Um, having to sleep out of his car, not being able to afford a motel or do any of those things. Like,
And he was still a good guy.
yeah,
He was still a nice guy.
yeah,
I appreciated that a lot.
yeah, I did as well. Um, Not always realistic. I feel that like, there's definitely a lot of people who end up on the frustrated side, and that leads to other problems. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's where society is. I don't know what the solution is to it, but it's definitely a challenge that a lot of people are facing.
Yes, definitely. Scary.
Indeed. Um, and then I guess the final one I have is from Gabriel when him and Jeff are kind of outside. He's like, "The internet is amazing, Jeff. It's so useful and distracting at the same time. I want to help you find jobs, but I also want to look at photos of baby elephants." I,
So
for me, I just that's a highlight of Keanu being in this role, all bundled into that one line.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and I totally get the, looking at pictures of baby animals thing.
Probably more like
Oh
kittens, though,
gosh.
right?
I know. Elephants are funny.
They can be, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he's just the simple pleasures, again, simple things that we all tend to take for granted that all of a sudden this man or this, angel is
Hmm.
getting to enjoy. I just love that part
Yeah.
of it.
Yep.
Things that we just don't we tend to not appreciate because we have it all the time.
True.
So, but he's great. He's a great angel.
But yeah, I guess for me, I have two more points. Um, this movie ended up kind of having a thing set up early on that I thought was going to pay off. I don't know what your thoughts are, but ultimately, there's the part where, you know, Gabriel was meant to help Elena, and prevent her from running into that telephone pole, right?
Mhm. Right.
But he ended up skipping doing that and trying to kind of stay focused on Arch. And obviously that led to her not being able to make the date and everything for him. And eventually we get to the point where Gabriel does the change swap for them.
Mhm.
I was kind of expecting that to come back up later for some reason. Like the ramifications of him not doing that, aside from, obviously her missing the date or whatever.
Right.
So that was something that I kind of was hoping would pay off, but it didn't, sadly. So like
Yeah,
that's one of my
I
critiques
think
where
I
like,
just kinda took it like, in a way, she almost didn't need it. Like, to me, she still had the motivation to do what she wanted to do. That
mhm,
was kinda how I took it, you know, that nothing was gonna stop her motivation. Like, she might get a little sidetracked, but, like, she still ended up doing ultimately or getting close to doing or trying or not quitting,
yeah,
her focus. So
true.
but yeah, I do kinda wonder, like, what was the original plan? Like, what was supposed to happen?
Mhm,
And they
true.
just kinda left that.
Yeah, that's the only real big hang up. But I mean, overall, I feel this movie has a very, you know, positive attitude to it. All the characters are good. There's no assholes, nothing like that in this movie. Um, generally, like you get to the last kind of towards the end where Arj makes the decision to go back to his old life. It's just him and Gabriel sitting on the bench, talking, laughing, having a good time, and they're both saying like how they love each other and like just this is the good part of life. No matter all the other shit that's out there, you have these good things to reflect on and come back to, and those are usually the things you'll remember more so than the bad things,
Mhm. Yep.
in most cases at least. So I do appreciate that. I also appreciate it calling out some things that definitely uh people should reflect on a little bit more than they do. um
Yeah.
And, I didn't hate that they ended up having Jeff go to, his board or team of people and have things change or start to change. I kind of almost wish they didn't do that because that is very unlikely to happen, but who knows? You can get Scrooged and have it go where they do want to make the change. So
Yeah,
they
I mean,
elected to go
I
that
think
direction.
we say that it's unlikely, but I mean, how many times do we hear people say that it only takes one person to start? You know, if everybody just sits back and says, "Oh, never, that's never gonna work," nothing's ever going to change. So somebody has to start it. You know what I mean? And it may
Yeah,
just
no,
be
I
one little
agree.
company, but, like, I definitely think it needed to show that he learned something as well. Um,
Yeah, and I
and it wasn't
appreciate
just
that.
like, "Let me hire him back," or whatever. It was like, "Let me go to my company and make the change that I can make." So,
Yeah, true.
I liked that.
Very good point. All right.
Thanks. I
So,
smart.
I'm curious, do you, feel like this is a movie you would recommend to Joe?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think it's a feel-good movie, a movie to
Mm,
watch with, like, your family.
maybe
But
something
yeah, I would say
streaming?
yeah. Yeah. Could
Okay.
watch it from home with some popcorn,
Yeah.
with some, with a big group of friends, internet friends or something, you know. But yeah,
Alright.
I would recommend it.
Good, good. Alright. I would too. I think it's definitely one people should check out, and, if you're a tech bro, I definitely recommend you check it out. Just pay attention to how the other side live in this one. So,
Yeah, for sure.
alright, you wanna talk scores?
Sure.
What do you give it?
So I was thinking about it when I left, and I've pretty much been settled at a 3. I enjoyed it. I'm not saying I
Mhm.
didn't enjoy it at all. It's not one of my favorite movies of all time, but, like, I
Okay.
enjoyed it. I would watch it again. But I'm happy at, like, 3, 3.25 maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Alright. I'm currently at a 3.5 out of 5 is where I settled for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we about the same.
Yeah, for
Pretty
sure.
close. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely a feel-good movie, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so, for the next episode, I think Joe is still gonna be away, so I do have another guest that I'm trying to get lined up, but, I think we're gonna be doing a movie called Bring Her Back. So if you're curious about that or you've seen it and you wanna hear our thoughts on it, uh,
Sounds
we'll
spoopy.
be talking about it. It's rather disturbing. Um, I have seen it before, so, yeah. But that's gonna wrap us up for this episode. Be sure to check us out on Threads and Facebook at To The Movies Pod, and we're also on YouTube at The Movies Pod. Thanks for joining me, Dana.
Aw, thanks for having me.
No problem.
We should go out sometime.
I mean, we're married,
Oh,
but yeah, we should still go out. All right, bye everybody.
bye.